When we bought our house in Greece, we thought finding the right property would be the hardest part.
But actually, one of the biggest challenges was everything that came after. From navigating the legal process to working out the best way to move money between countries without losing thousands in fees. Something we've now learned we can overcome using Wise.
Head to the link in the description if you'd like to find out more about Wise. So in this video, we're going to walk you through the entire process step by step, based on our own experience, from finding a property all the way through to completing the purchase, and some of the things we wish we'd known right from the start.
Let's start with finding a house. There are quite a few different ways to go about it. And one of the first things we realised is that it doesn't really work in the same way as it does in the UK.
You can start online. There are plenty of property websites, and that's probably where most people begin.
But we actually found that Facebook groups were surprisingly useful, especially for properties being sold directly by the owner.
Now that's quite common in Greece, and a lot of sellers prefer to avoid going through an estate agent altogether.
You'll also notice when you're out there that a lot of properties simply have signs outside saying they're for sale, sometimes just with a phone number, which might feel a bit unusual if you're used to the UK system, but it's completely normal.
I think the main thing we learned quite quickly is that it's just a little bit less structured overall.
There isn't always a single place where everything is listed, and sometimes the same property will appear in different places with slightly different information.
So it really does come down to doing your own research, asking the right questions, and just taking your time with it.
And the other thing to be aware of is that estate agents in Greece aren't always regulated in the same way as they are in the UK.
So it's important to check who you're dealing with and not rush into anything too quickly.
We were mainly looking at existing properties, but if you're considering a new build or something off-plan, just make sure everything is clearly written down, especially anything the developer is promising to complete.
Once you do find something that you like, that's when things start to feel a bit more serious.
The next step is agreeing the price.
That part works much the same as it does anywhere else. You can negotiate, and it really depends on the seller and the situation.
In some cases, sellers will ask for a deposit at this stage.
In our case, we didn't actually pay one, but that can vary depending on the property and how the deal is structured.
Either way, this is usually the point where things start to move forward more formally.
After that, you'll need to find a lawyer.
We found ours through a local estate agent, and generally you'll find that most people involved in the process are quite well connected and have even worked together before.
Most lawyers in Greece speak good English, so communication isn't usually an issue, which obviously makes things a lot easier.
But having a lawyer is really important, especially if you're not fluent in Greek, because they'll handle the contracts, carry out the necessary checks, and make sure everything is legally sound. It's not something you'd want to try and navigate on your own.
If you're not able to be in Greece for the whole process, you can also give your lawyer power of attorney. That allows them to sign the documents on your behalf, which can make things much easier if you're managing everything from abroad like we were.
And once all that's in place, that's when you start moving into the more practical side of things.
To move forward, you'll need a Greek tax number, an AFM.
That's required for pretty much any financial transaction in Greece, so it's one of the first things your lawyer will help arrange for you.
You'll also need access to a bank account or a way of transferring money internationally like Wise.
Once you've agreed terms on the property and you've got your lawyer in place, you're now in a position where you actually need to start paying people.
That might be legal fees, taxes, or deposits, and that's when you're moving money between countries for the first time.
And that's something we didn't fully appreciate at the beginning. We were transferring money from the UK into euros, and what we didn't realise initially was how much you can lose through exchange rates and bank fees when you're doing that through traditional banks.
So we started looking into better ways to manage those transfers, and that's when we came across Wise.
What stood out to us is that it uses mid-market exchange rates rather than adding a markup like a lot of banks do.
It also lets you hold and manage over 40 different currencies, which is really useful when you're earning in pounds and spending in euros.
And in practical terms, when you're dealing with larger amounts, say something like a £50,000 transfer, the difference in fees and exchange rates can be significant, sometimes up to around £1,000 compared to a traditional bank.
For us, that became especially important because you're not just making one payment, you're making multiple transfers over time.
That could be paying your lawyer, covering taxes, or later on even funding renovation work.
And when you're doing that repeatedly, even small differences in fees can add up quite quickly.
Another thing we found helpful was the speed of the transfers.
When you're in the middle of a purchase and trying to keep things moving, that can actually make quite a difference.
From what we've seen, a lot of transfers go through very quickly, in many cases almost instantly, and wires say over 70% arrive in under 20 seconds.
So it just removes a bit of the friction when you're dealing with multiple payments across different stages. If you're going through something similar, we'll leave a link in the description. And if you sign up using that link, you can get your first transfer fee-free up to £1,000.
And once you've got all of that in place, that's when you move into the next stage of the process.
After that, you'll need a Greek accountant.
The tax system in Greece is quite different from the UK, and it's definitely something you'll want proper help with.
They'll handle things like your annual tax returns and make sure everything is done correctly, which is important if you're not familiar with how it all works.
In terms of costs, there are a few things to factor in. Property transfer tax is usually around 3 to 4%. Notary fees are roughly around 1%. Lawyers' fees tend to be somewhere between 1 and 2%.
And if you're using an estate agent, their fees are usually around 2 to 3%, sometimes paid by both the buyer and the seller. There are also a few administrative costs along the way, so it's worth allowing for those as well.
So when you add it all up, there are quite a few additional costs on top of the purchase price, and it's definitely worth factoring that in early on.
Once everything is agreed and paid, you move into the final stage of the purchase.
That's when the contracts are signed and the property officially becomes yours.
From that point on, there are a few ongoing things to keep in mind.
You'll need to pay an annual property tax, and if you're in a shared building or complex, there may also be maintenance costs to factor in.
After that, it's a case of setting up utilities, things like electricity, water and gas.
It's all fairly straightforward, but like most things in Greece, it can take a bit of time and patience.
One thing that's also worth being aware of is that some properties are cheaper because they were built before certain seismic regulations were introduced.
So it's important to make sure everything is compliant, and that's something your surveyor should check for you.
And while properties in Greece are freehold, if you're buying in a shared building, you'll still need to understand what you're responsible for in terms of maintenance and shared spaces.
So there are definitely a few things to stay on top of. But once everything is in place, that's when you can really start to enjoy it.
And looking back, one of the biggest things we underestimated was just how important it is to have the financial side set up properly right from the start, especially when you're moving money between countries throughout the entire process. We've created a full PDF guide to buying a property in Greece, which you can now download by following the link in the description.